Let's talk film. I just got back a roll of Kodak Tri-x that I dropped off at what has to be the coolest film lab I've ever seen. Granted, what wasn't so cool was the price to develop, but I guess that's what you get in a bigger city. I started shooting film back in May of 2023, and in that time of about 8 months, I've only shot around 6 rolls and maybe 2 rolls of black and white. The allure of film extends beyond what digital photography can offer because it's an experience on its own. The process of shooting with a rangefinder, the tangible interaction with the camera, and the joy upon receiving developed photos evoke an almost nostalgic excitement like that of Christmas morning as a kid. Despite my appreciation for this unique experience, I've noticed a tendency to endlessly linger on a single roll. Case in point, a roll of Ilford XP2 took me just over 3 months to shoot of those 8 months that I've been shooting film. So I deliberately set out to shoot an entire roll of black and white film in just one day. I also didn't make this easier on myself in the capacity that I was also trying to shoot video throughout the day as I was shooting this roll. So I think in total, it took me about 5 hours to shoot one roll of film. One of my initial observations while out shooting this roll was just a general shift in perspective. I found myself taking photos of things I wouldn't normally consider taking photos of when out shooting digital with my Sony. Suddenly landscapes and subjects that I would have normally found too boring started piquing my interest. My approach slowed down considerably, and I started noticing compositions more, and almost as if compositions were revealing themselves to me. I even started anticipating moments before they unfolded. For example, seeing a sign or something on the street that I wouldn't normally attempt to make a part of a photo. I was now seeing and thinking, oh, I can utilize this in a storytelling sense, and then sitting there and waiting for the perfect subject to walk by. While my usual shooting style is definitely more run and gun, and I find myself hunting for images a lot more, with film I found myself fishing far more often, finding patience, a lot of it, and just allowing things to appear to me. Despite not being someone that tends to ask for permission to take photos of people, I felt the need to almost after missing this shot here. And to my surprise, his response was just, "How do you want me?" Which I think also served as like a powerful reminder that sometimes all you need to do is ask. I was even able to get his contact information and provide the photos I got to him. And there's just something really fulfilling about this wholesome interaction with a stranger, and then they get something out of it that they definitely didn't start their day thinking they were gonna get photos of themselves on the street like that. Often when I'm out shooting, I feel like I carry a very anxious energy, driven by this self-imposed pressure to make the day worth it and frantically seeking this perfect shot I have in my head. However, with film, I found myself enjoying the process alone so much more, less preoccupied about the end results. This challenge offered me a lot more than just a set of photos, but a reset in my approach to street photography and photography in general. I became more present, found joy in the process, and expanded the way that I perceive the world around me. I'm aware that this might not seem like much of a challenge to some of you, but as somebody who was taking weeks and months to shoot a single roll of film, for me it was. And I don't think I realized what I was actually going to walk away with from doing this. I think at the start I was just thinking, oh, shooting an entire roll of film would be a good practice for me as a photographer, which it was, but I think it ended up being a lot more than that. It wasn't just push past the mental barrier of every shot I take with this camera needs to be good because every shot costs money, but understanding that every shot doesn't need to be good. And they're not going to be. We all take terrible photos, and I'd say 99% of street photography is failing. It's just different on film because you're paying for every shot you take. At the end of the day, I'm glad I did this, and I hope it can spark some inspiration in other photographers to just challenge yourself. And no matter how small or big those challenges are, to do something outside of your comfort zone, push past mental barriers that you've falsely created for yourself, and see who you are on the other side of that. That's all I have for this video though. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. I'd like to see what challenges you guys have made for yourself or could think to do in the comments below. With that, thanks for watching.